Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Baker, and this is a new crime thriller from director Jonathan Sobel. And this film focuses on a baker who obviously has a background in some kind of dangerous profession, played by Ron Perlman, who meets his granddaughter for the first time and must defend her against gangsters. And this film was so disappointing. Here's the thing. This story has been told so many times, and everything feels recycled and stale. Nothing really feels fresh from a narrative standpoint. The son who drops his daughter off with his father, played by Joel David Moore from like Dodgeball and such, he is such an unlikable character and really hard to sympathize for or even connect with. So it's like, well, we really don't care about him. I do have to say, Emma Ho, who plays Delphi, the granddaughter, she is great. And her dynamic with Ron Perlman is great. Ron Perlman really comes to play here. They're the best parts of this film. And we'll get to one other one. But anytime there's action or anything, it is horribly shot. It is shot in complete darkness and shadows to try to get over the fact that it probably had bad choreography and having to hide that Ron Perlman isn't doing these things. It's atrocious. All of the action and the thrills are so muted by the horrible filmmaking choices that they make. And this film also doesn't have a whole lot of great filmmaking either. It's very flat. It has no personality. It's just there. And the action, which happens a decent amount in this, it just falls flat. The pacing is horrible. This is an hour and 45-minute movie that feels like it should have been 80. Like, they stretch out every single scene to its max, even some of them to their breaking point where they just don't work. There's whole sections of this film that just feel so uneventful and inert. And, like, the antagonist side, we have Elias Koteas. He feels like a character that they're trying to make complicated and interesting, but his performance just doesn't bring it out of it. And Harvey Keitel's like the big bad, and I do appreciate some of the layers that they bring in thematically about family and stuff like that. And his performance is interesting, even though he's only in the movie for a couple minutes. But overall, this film just feels so by the numbers and so stale and poorly constructed and poorly shot, poorly paced. It's just a real big disappointment because I love Ron Perlman. Emma Ho really stole my attention in this, and there's even tacked on police threat storylines and stuff like that that just feel like they're just padding there for an hour and 45-minute runtime that did not need to be there. But in the end, this is a shaky, messy thriller that really is not worth your time. But if you really do love Ron Perlman a lot and you really do love crime thrillers, at least this has some elements that might potentially grab your attention. But those are my thoughts on The Baker. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.